Welcome back, Generals, to another Let's Fix Generals 0 Hour to make the best game ever. Good. So, last session we did wrap up our fixes for the dbghelp.dll load crash on game starts. Now we need to check what VC6 compiler says. Aha, error. Okay, well that's not good. Let's see, what is the problem? Oof. Okay, so the malloc allocator is a problem. Malloc allocator. Member function already defined or declared. Huh? Processes. What? Malloc allocator line 50. Line 50 and 90. Okay. 50 is a constructor and 90 is the end. Huh? 50. 50. Error. 35. 35. Okay, 35 and 50. 35. Aha. So somehow it thinks that this and this are the same. Huh? Member function already defined or declared. Was it this one here where we, yeah, regarding the malloc allocator, the VC6 compiler complains about the constructors, the copy constructors. With error. This one. This one. Already declared. A classic Visual C++ compiler bug involving template copy constructors. 1, 2. Even though 1 and 2 are distinct in standard C++, VC6 incorrectly treats the instantiation of 2 as a redefinition of 1. Solution: to satisfy VC6, remove the specific self-copy constructor. You only need the templated version. Okay. And allow the compiler to synthesize the normal copy constructor. Okay. Okay, fair enough. Then we say if defined MSVCVer and MSVCVer smaller 1300s. Was it this? Let me search that really quick. Yeah. And if, okay. If not that, if not. Okay, let's try that. And okay, now it's stopped somewhere else. Okay, that's fair. Debug help loader. Okay, what is this? Debug help loader 181. Okay. Syntax missing comma before identify processes. Huh? Why? STD set no members defined using this type. What? Class STD sets. STD set handle. STD less handle. malloc allocator handle. Processes. Missing. Okay, I don't know what the problem is. Okay, let's ask ChatGPT about that. I have this code. VC6 errors with what is the problem? You're running parser bug related to parsing deeply nested template types with custom allocators, especially when using STD set with a type div. Visual C++ 6 parser is not fully standard compliant and often chokes on complex STL declarations involving custom allocators, especially when STD less handle and malloc allocator are involved. Yeah, especially these two, because they're so prevalent. Yeah, breakdown of your declaration. Yeah, looks valid in standard C++, but VC6 parser can't handle, especially the training. Add a space. What? No way. No way. No way. Adding a space? Nah. I don't believe that this fixes the problem. Okay, it looks different. Okay, it is different. Malloc is not a member of STD. Okay, so this actually does fix it. Wow. Okay, let me put the news here in the channel. TIL. Fails to compile in VC6. Compiles in VC6. That's funny. Oh man. Okay, so the next error is alloc is not a member of std. Okay, that's fair. Then we remove that. I suspected so much. std malloc, we take it out of that. That's fair. So we have this guy. Make it a global scope though. Malloc. And same with free. std free. Okay. Okay, let's try that. Mplace is not a member of set. Oh. Okay, so we have to call insert or something like that. Interesting. Which file is that? Must be a loader, right? Mplace. std set. What functions do we have? Insert and anything else? Let me see. Mplace C++11. Okay, then it's insert here, right? Yeah. Insert. Yeah, there's nothing else. Insert and then. Just insert and then the value. Okay. Okay. So just like that. Okay, there's another one. Could not deduce template argument for class as the allocator. Oof. Left of deallocate must have class struct union. What? Could not deduce template arguments. Okay, let's open the malloc allocator. Deallocate. Deallocate. Left of deallocate. Dot deallocate. Dot d. Okay, there's no such thing. Deallocate. Left of deallocate must have class struct union. Oh. I don't know. Let's ask ChatGPT. So far, Chat was very helpful here in this regard. Bonus tip. The malloc allocator gives the following compile error in VC6 with VC6. What is wrong? You're running into STL port specific. Oh, it's very smart. Allocator compatibility issue related to allocator rebind support and the way STL port expects allocator traits to work. Malloc allocator void is not being recognized as a valid STL allocator because your malloc allocator is missing a specialization for T void. STL port, like most STL implementations, requires custom allocators, a partial specialization for T void. Voids RB tree node. Without these, STL port fails to rebind allocators. That's exactly what your error trace shows. And then that. Void specialization. Where? Why does it put here the exclamation mark? Void. Okay. Add comparison operators. Specialization. Okay. I would have never guessed this. Let's see if that works. That's weird. That's weird. Yeah. Specialization for void. Okay, let's see. Let's see if that works then. Not really. Not really. Was a nice try though. Yeah. Specialization for voids. Use it during rebinding. Could not deduce template arguments from malloc allocator void star. Shouldn't we then specialize it for void star instead? Hold on. Ah, no, because T is... okay, no. Void, okay, that makes sense, yeah. But then, yeah. It's weird. Void. Did we save it? Let's try again, just in case. No. After placing the specialization for voids, it still fails with... Thanks for the detailed error. This confirms that STL port's allocator handling expects your custom allocator behave like STD allocator, including how to index with the STL port internal rebinding system. You're now hitting a debug issue. STL port expect all custom allocator to be explicitly convertible to and from STD allocator, unless you disable that expectation. Root cause. STL port, especially in versions used with VC6, uses a helper like this. This helper hard codes STD allocator. It means that custom allocators like malloc allocators are not supported out of the box. Solution: use STL port's allocator base. Oof. Oof. Okay. Do we still need this then? Okay. So this here. Okay. You could try defining this macro before including STL port headers. No custom IO. Oh, we shouldn't do that now. Use simple alloc. Alternative. Okay. Let's try this then. So we just drop that here, yeah. Okay, it drops in, that's good. Starts. Let's see. I have the feeling that it still fails. Yeah, this is a bigger error. Error, allocator is not a member of SCD. Oof. Yeah. So there's another class here, fast allocator, right? Let's see how, if that did any tricks. The fast allocator here. Here, fast STL allocator. Okay, let me take this guy. Why does this compile then? Is this used ever? Hold on. Fast STL. Okay, maybe it's not used. Ah, it's not used. Yeah. Actually, it is used. No, it's not used. No. It's not used. It's a fast allocator. Okay, so we cannot bank on this guy. Poof. This tells STL for how to interoperate using its internal STLP alloc proxy. We need to include this here. Okay, let's do that. Still fails. Not a member of STD. Okay, let me tell ChatGPT this mighty error. I tried solution 1 and it produces the following compile errors in with VC6 and STL ports. This confirms the STL port you're using, probably 4.6, doesn't define STD allocator, which were internal STL port hooks only available in certain configurations. Given this, let's pivot to a VC6 compatible STL port friendly allocator. Yeah. What is this? Since STL port, especially with VC6 hardcodes calls to, we need to write a specialization of STL alloc rebind. Oof. Forward declare. Okay. Well, let's try that. That's very intricate, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, blah, blah. This tells STL port how to rebind your malloc allocator. Okay. 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 Okay, let's try that. Huh, that somehow compiled. Well, that is fascinating. What is this? What is this magic? Okay, do I need still the... Maybe we don't need everything. Maybe I can remove some of the things. Okay, so we needed to remove this. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. How to rebind malloc allocator. Okay, then we can do here a using STL ports. So if defines that and if okay. Okay. And then here as well. And if why do we need to put this rebind helper here? Can we just put it down here? Here. Why does it need to be there? That's what I thought. Forward declaration required for STL alloc rebind. Forward declaration. Okay, but then to me it looks like we can just put this guy down here, in here, right? Maybe. Okay, and then next question is, do we still need this guy here? Maybe we don't need that. interface here. Consts can be violated too with const cast. Good, so still compiling. Okay, but this looks very promising. So we just need to now figure out. I think this would have taken me ages to figure out without AI, honestly, because you would need to dig really deep into STL port to understand like what is actually the requirement, and this can take a considerable amount of effort. Yeah, or maybe you just give up and look for simpler solutions. It's really not straightforward. No. Wow. Okay, but the next question is, does it actually work on runtime? Right? Maybe it just crashes on runtime. Yeah, could be. Okay, we have a lot of stuff open here. Maybe we can close up a bit. For some things, AI is really useful. For this, it has been very helpful, I have to say. Good. Next step. Maybe we should check. I didn't check GitHub today at all. Maybe we should check what is new here. Okay, I'm pretty sure that this fix is not correct. Well, it's a duplicate. This one looks really familiar. What is the repro? Okay, this looks really suspicious because he touches so many things. I would need to check this. This looks suspicious. It could be related to the create group crashes. So I'm not going to merge this or review this yet. before committing to this fix, the AI group crash needs to be merged first. I actually see a beacon. This beacon. Player places a beacon. Committing before proceeding with this fix proposal. The AI group crash fix needs to be merged first. I won't add a comment yet. I would need to run this replay. But to me, it looks like this could be related to the AI group stuff. Okay, so this one has built. Fantastic. Then let's do some cleanup here. Yeah, let's try this one. It looks like that this double command doesn't really work for some reason. Okay, this has also compiled. That's interesting. So then next question is, does it compile if we take this one out? Yeah. Okay, that was also built, yeah. And what else? STL, okay, that use Malaga frame. Good, then we remove this here. And we remove that. And then we are good to go. Yeah. Let's see if that also compiles here. It does, yeah. Okay. Okay, we need to have generals link actually, please. Link. Yeah. Linking, yeah. Can we also do install? Install. Oh yeah, that works. Okay, cool. Maybe what we should do is general's game code. What if we add here a document dot build VC6 dot but. Is that shown in here? No. Edit. And then we say in here install, say build, this is work. We can try this. So we have to build twice and then install. Yeah. Maybe we just call it VC6. Okay, so that is installed. Let's start it and let's see if that launches. Yeah. English. Yeah, and general ZH. Yeah. Windows. Yep, it works. Fantastic. 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 Ooh, that was a little lag there. Okay. Cool. Then I think we only need to replicate it to generals. I think we can already stage the shit. Yeah. Okay, this needs to be replicated and this as well. This one we can fully revert. Yeah. Yeah. Good. Then we go to DX8 wrapper. DX8 wrapper. Generals. Okay. Take this guy. Line 53. Let's just add it here to the bottom. Yeah. DX8 wrapper. Okay, then we add this here. Okay, the space here. And then we go here. Need to remove that. Now we remove this here, okay. Okay, and then stack dump. Oof, that's actually more. We should probably. Oof. No, we can do it by hand. That's okay. Let's search for this one here. So we remove all this. Then we search for all the inits. This. Actually, would be better to do it with the script now. Yeah, let's do it with script. This doing by hand is really goddamn annoying. Okay, but we got this already. I think these look okay. Yeah. Okay, these look okay. This one I will reset. Okay, then let me create a branch. We call that rev generals fix regarding this here. Without having this, without investigation, there's a chance that this crash is fixed with that. Without looking into that specific case, there's a chance that this crash is addressed with that. Just by proximity. There's no sanity check for that, which causes a crash if the template is a null pointer. I wasn't able to find out much about why this happens, though I did notice the controlling player was marked as player computer. The game no longer crashes. This one. Beacon, get control player. I think I've seen something similar. Let me see. Could be something else. I would have to look into it. I can't really say. Yeah, fix crash upon beacon removal. Yeah, so I'm not sure about this. It could be that the way he fixed it with just null pointer checks is just bandaging the problem. The problem could be higher up, right? Yeah, because I have also run into a crash once where get controlling player was null, and I touched something else to fix that problem. So this looks familiar, but I can't remember what it was exactly. Yeah. Okay, so this one is fix debug help, or let's say it's avoid debug help boot crash. Now we can say fix. We are practically not running into this anymore. Yeah. Good. So this is gen zh. Prevent AMD / ATI driver crashing on boot, crashing on directs, on creating device, creating DirectX device, prevent driver crashing on creating DirectX device by unloading and renaming legacy debug help.dll, by unloading and renaming legacy debug help.dll. By temporarily unloading and renaming. Driver crash and creating the Okay, we have that. Let me stash this. Then what we do now is we take this git diff, tools git bash, paste. We take this guy, this guy, and this guy, and then we do this, and then okay, error. Oof. Okay. Okay. Git diff header lacks file name information. Huh. Huh. Okay, that somehow doesn't work. How about, will it work if we just copy the whole thing? So we take this guy and copy, and we just paste it in here and see what happens. Let's see. Okay, so we reset this one. And so far so good. So far so good, yeah. Mm-hmm. 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 Yeah, this actually looks good. Only this one here looks out of place. Otherwise it looks good. Stack dump. Yeah. This one thingy there at the bottom, the white space, we haven't added that. But we can, no, let's reset that. It doesn't belong into this change. Okay. Okay, then we can amend that. Before we do that, let's compile generals as well and all its tools. Good. Then we compile that. What is this? Copy link. Multiple replace at mismatch. Okay. Maybe we should also mention that it's not just AMD, but also ATI, right? This helps avoid crashing on board using recent AMD/ATI drivers /ATI. I've seen the same crash or the same or similar crash before too. Map unload, I think. The cause was somewhere else. Let me see if I can actually find which one it was. One of these guys, I think. Yeah. Place beacon. Message place beacon. Hold on. Remove beacon. Remove beacon. Remove beacon. Okay. Looks similar to that. Which so only get player templates needs null check, null tests, yes. Okay, so this has compiled, fantastic. Okay, prevent AMD ATI driver crash on creating DirectX device by temporarily unloading and renaming legacy debug help. Prevent AMD ATI driver on game launch by temporarily unloading and renaming legacy. Okay. Good. Then we can push that. It's a complete fix. It's quite complex fix, but if it works, it works, right? Yeah. So, okay, so this one, oops, issues. Label blocker, this one. Where is it? Yeah. Fixes that. This change fixes, well, this change prevents the AMD driver crash on game launch by temporarily when temporarily unloading and renaming debug when before the driver would try to load that, would try to load and use that debug help.dll that ships with the game. The fixes, the workarounds the crash workarounds is quite a bit more complicated. Quite a bit more on it's quite a bit more complicated and intricate. On a positive note, it does get rid of the legacy debug help lib dependency link dependency. Debug help.dll is now loaded. It's now loaded dynamically on runtime. Loaded dynamically in our code, in engine code, in game codes. In www code. This allows to unload it. By default, it will now also first try to load debug help.dll. This allows to unload it and skip loading it if not even used. By default, it will now also first try to load debug from Windows System 32 directory. The debug help loader has specific requirements. Has a specific requirements where it is not allowed to use new deletes because of the timing. Because of the timing, it can be activated with memory pool debug stack trace. Memory pool debug stack trace during game memory initialization. That is why the STL malloc allocator was added. The debug, the file, the scoped file renamer was added to help safely rename and revert the debug help.dll. Safely rename and revert on game boot. On modern, yeah. tested with tested in VC6, tested with debug builds, tested with debug stack trace, tested with out stack trace. Tested in BS 2022. Okay, so this is labels, blocker, crash, bug, gem, ZH, tools. Stability. This change prevents the AMD ATI driver crash on game launch by temporarily unloading and renaming debug help before the driver would try to load and use that debug help.dll that ships with the game. The crash workaround is quite a bit more complicated and integrated. On a positive note, it does get rid of the legacy debug help link dependency. Debug help is now loaded dynamically in www code. This allows to unload it and skip loading it if not even used. By default, it will now also first try to load debug help from Windows System 32 directory. Debug help loader has a specific requirement where it is not allowed to use new delete because of the timing. It can be activated during game memory initialization. That is why the molecular kit was added. Scope file was added to help safely rename and revert the debug help on game boots, on game launch. Okay, what else? The trace that resides in the game install directory. If the user did not delete this file, if the user did not delete this file, this change prevents the AMD ATI driver crash on game launch by temporarily unloading and renaming debug help.dll before the driver would try to load and use the debug help.dll that resides. Renaming on game launch by temporarily unloading, renaming the debug help that resides in the game install directory. We should add some commas here. Before the driver would try to load and use it. If the user did not delete this file. The crash workaround is quite a bit more complicated. It does get rid of the legacy debug help link dependency. Skip loading it if it is not even used. By default, it will now also first try to load debug help from Windows System 32 directory which does not cause this crash. It appears that the AMD ATI drivers are only incompatible with this old dbghelp.dll. Likely because of insufficient error handling. Okay. The debug help guard was added to unload and rename in RAI fashion at 2 places where necessary. At the two necessary places. Two required. Necessary is better. Two necessary. Quite a bit more. Integrates and adds a few new classes. It does get rid of the legacy. Okay. Okay, let's look through it one more time. Deactivate, reactivate. Looks good. 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 Pause replay on CME. That can't be. Pause replay on CME. Pause replay happens after. Pause replay happens after mismatch. So it can't be the cause of mismatch. I also don't think that pausing causes mismatching. Gentoo does pausing since decades, and it was always fine. It's always fine. No. Put up fix for the almighty dbghelp crash. Oh, for the good. Then I think I would take a break here. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a good time to take a break. Maybe we can look at one more thing here. Oof. Perfect. Let's refactor this next session. Review this next session. I'm too tired now. Yeah. I can. This is a refactor. I can already add a refactor label. Refactor minor. Good. All right. Good. Then I will end it here. Yeah, I think it was a good session. Then next session we will we'll probably continue looking into the microwave tank issue, which I don't really know how to tackle. So yeah, That's a bit more investigation required. Yeah. Good. Then I wish you a great day or night until next time. Goodbye.